Hello beautiful Pisces, welcome to your October reading 2020. This is Lorien with the Wellington Witch. So here we are looking at what Pisces has in store. This is Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising. So do check out the rest of your chart if you want to click on the October playlist. And we are going to be looking at the astrology for Pisces rising as well. So it may be worth looking at your rising sign just for the astrology aspects of it. Ooh, my lordy lord. Okay. So for you, we have the universe moving on. Truth. Okay. So the world. Six of Swords. Then we have Judgment here. And we have Ace of Swords. Brilliant. So for once, you have different cards than the rest of the zodiac. Yay! Everything has been very overlapping this time, and it's been very strange. Like, I shuffle in between, and I shuffle on camera, and I still somehow end up with similar cards. You, thankfully, have got very different ones than some of the others, so that's great. So, first thing I'm seeing is a lot of blue. It's not just the palette of these cards, it is very blue. So I'm feeling some of you may have a blue aura, which can be to do with communication, but if it's too blue, it can be to do with a little bit of less energy and a little bit of down in the dumps syndrome. So do be careful of that. Do be sure to just check in with yourself now and again and see where you may need to take a step back from things, because you are very sensitive. You do pick up things, maybe even if you don't know how to interpret them correctly, you do pick up subtle signals, messages and things like that. So I would say just to make sure that you're checking in with yourself to see what you're carrying that is from other people and what you're carrying which is your own, just to be sure of that. We do start the month with the full moon in Aries on the 1st, and we are bookended with a 31st full moon on the 31st of October, which is in Taurus. So for Pisces rising, Aries full moon will be in your 2nd house, which is money, your values, your daily routine, priorities, habits, just income a lot of the time as well. But with Aries in retrograde, you may start to feel a pinch in that. Just because I feel like there's a little bit of a reduction somewhere in your finances, and you may have to rejig some things. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and that's why I mentioned that for you. It's just a case of trying to understand a little bit more as to where your priorities lie. So instead of having things go full burst ahead, it just feels like a little bit scaling back slightly. However, on the 31st, with the full moon in Taurus in your 3rd house, actually thanks to communication, it leads to understanding a bit more about how you can draw things in slightly. And I do feel this is going to throw a big spotlight on the mind and how you think about things. You could also hear from some siblings as well around this time that may need help with something. But I do feel that this is going to be how you write things, how you communicate things. So it could be joining the dots to try and make something of your writing or your communication, sales pitches, stuff like that. But when it comes to your cards, I do see that things may have been a little bit stressful for you recently. The universe is kind of saying just your place amongst it. This is you feeling maybe a little bit lost, but also exploring. It's kind of the quote that is brought to mind is, not all those who wander are lost. So you could just be figuring things out. You could just be wandering the universe, kind of going, where am I supposed to be? And discovering it, rather than clumping around going, I don't have directions, where am I going? I don't know. You know, it could be that you're actually looking for something that interests you and sparks an imagination, because I do see you moving on. Something is coming to fruition here. Something is coming to full circle. And I do feel that this is you finally seeing where you have to go next, or where you have to come out of the darkness into the lightness a little bit more. You've done your time in this situation, and I do feel that you're making the decision now to take those steps that you need to go the next stage, to go into the next area of your life. So it could be you throw a stone and it lands, say, the next state over, or it lands in a weird job description that you've always been fascinated by, and you're now starting those processes to look into that area or to look into that job selection. It just seems like you're coming out of something. Okay, one thing that they just put into mind was, I don't know whether anybody has ridden the tube in London, or maybe even a subway. I'm sure you have somewhere. But it's like the underground network tunnel seems like that's where you've been for quite a while. You've been in this underground tunnel, going from train to train, trying to figure out your destination, your final route, stuff like that. This is you coming out into a different area and going, ooh, hang on a second, let me just get my bearings. Let me see where I am here. It's that kind of, okay, cool, new destination. Let's see what I can do to make this work. Let's see what I can do to, shift this around and see what I can do. Just basically, let's see what I can do. And I think this is exciting, but also quite nerve-wracking in several different ways. I feel October is the start of this. I don't feel it's going to complete in October. I feel this is going to be very extended. I think 3 or 4 months you'll start to see things change, and maybe January, February you're going to go, ooh, I'm at a new destination. Okay, cool. But you're starting something around this time. And I do feel with Judgment, this is to do with your calling. This is to do with your rebirth again. Something is coming out now. And I do feel it's going to take a lot of strength. It may be something that you do on your own. And it may be something that physically you do on your own with no help from other people. It may be metaphorical. So it could be like starting a new job, moving house, could even be, going into education, a new course, adult learning, doing something different, or it could be leaving a relationship. It could be moving out of the family home. It could be doing something that you've wanted to do for a while, but you just haven't been able to do it. But now is the perfect time to. You can figure out the rest with your compass, because it's got a compass here. You can figure out what your true north, but it's just actually doing that so you can see it properly that is the difficult step. So I do think you're going to do this and actually try to move ahead here. So with the triumphant success, it means literally coming out of the ground. You are going to emerge a better person. You are going to merge into your rightful state and your rightful place. This is victory, power, clarity. This is a new beginning. This is potential. And this isn't led by emotion. This is led by reason. This is led by, okay, this has been bothering me for a long time. I'm going to do something about it. And this is you emerging into something. This is you taking that stand and going, I'm doing it. The ace is also about cutting cords. So it's about going and slicing straight down the middle. It's cutting, I call it a sword of truth. So it's about like cutting things that make no sense. It's being very strong in your deliverance. It's being honest with people. If you lose people from being honest with them, then you haven't really lost at all. So that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up here. And the heart chakra. This is leading with your heart, but doing it in a very practical way. So I do feel that whatever choices you're making are going to be led by emotion and heart, but judged and decided by your reason. So it's sparked by the heart. It's like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be in this situation anymore. Or I learn, I yearn, I want to grow. I want to find what makes me happy. And that's led by the heart. And then this beautiful blue communication, even this purple here, which is to do with your third eye. This is you using your intuition, if I can speak, using your intuition and your psychic ability as a Pisces to actually figure out what it is you're meant to do. Where you're meant to go, who you're meant to be, rising into the higher self, the 10th self. So rising into the 10th self, there we are, to become who you've always meant to become. So let's have a look. See what this is. Romance cards, but I use it for all relationships. Okay, let's see. This one. Let your friends help you. Okay, so I did say that they were doing this on your own, potentially. But friends will always be there with support, ideally. And I do feel that this is kind of like, if you need it, ask it, especially from universe. If you're going, universe, please throw me a bone, it should actually grant that to you. Then we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. If you're not passionate about it, if you're not feeling, which is a very Pisces thing, if you're not feeling and if you're not like oozing something amazing out of life, then I just think that, like that candle, I think it's going to go out soon. You know, it's that spark. It needs to be nurtured, and the spark is you. You need to be nurtured. Let your friends help you. If you need help, say, look, I'm a bit confused. Even sometimes just speaking to them aloud, you get the answer through speaking to them, because it brings forth the answer to your mind anyway. So I do think that you are going to have support, and you need to be passionate about the direction that you're heading as well. You need to be very passionate about the decisions that you're making. So I'm just going to see what the moon cards have to say for you. There's a worry somewhere here. I don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah, they're saying the decisions you make have to be made with passion. They have to be made with the passion of the thing in mind, not just, oh, okay. Alright, yeah, I'll make do with that, fine, yeah, whatever. It can't be just that. It has to be made with a passion for the subject, a passion for the path. Okay, so nothing will come of the situation at the moment. That's because I think that you're focusing on, you know, the situation you're in at the moment, nothing will come of this situation. You know, just be the situation for a long time. So I do feel like it's kind of like you're in a void of course moon. It's like you're kind of like hanging there going, meh. So I do think the situation that you're in now, nothing really is coming from it. And then we have the energy is gaining momentum. So again, passion is a good energy. Passion is not just, oh, I love you, I love him, I love blah. It's not just that. Passion is doing something with a great sense of will and truth and wanting, yes, I want, this is right, this is right. So I do see this happening for you, and I do see you really blending the purpose that you have within and actually bringing that outside of you, actually focusing on that and bringing it into the material world, which can be very difficult to do. But most of all, I do feel that you're manifesting it. It's just having the courage to go ahead with it. I mean, you have the tick, the big green or blue tick from the universe to do this. So I think that you're actually going to be fine, my lovely Pisces. But let me know in the comments below if this made sense and what October has to bring for you. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll read to you very, very soon.